some Christmas facts? Oh boy, these are going to be the most wonderful facts of the year. So many good Christmas carols. Hey Piggy, what's your favorite Christmas song? Away in a Manger? Makes you hungry. Oh, yeah. Remember the last time you had carolers outside your door? Me neither. Well, if you did, you should know that the outdated tradition of caroling came from the even more outdated tradition of wassailing. Piggy, why don't you tell our friends what wassailing is? No, Piggy, that's waffles. That's something else. I thought pigs were supposed to like pancakes. Speaking of pancakes, listen to this quote I found online. The first eggnog made in the U.S. was consumed in Captain John Smith's Jamestown settlement in 1607. Oh. Piggy says that's a little bit suspicious considering the U.S. technically didn't exist yet. Piggy says that Christmas was declared a federal holiday on June 26, 1870. Wait, I thought Christmas was in December.
Piggy, the largest Christmas present ever given was the Statue of Liberty. The people of France gave it to us in the year 1886. I wonder what we got then. Anyway, it's 151 feet and 1 inch tall, and it weighs 225 tons. If you get me a bigger present this year, we could have a world record. You could just think about it.
Piggy says that Franklin Pierce is believed to be the first president to put a Christmas tree in the White House. Wait, believed to be? How come they don't know that? Didn't they take a picture? Christmas trees are grown in all 50 states. So if you still haven't found the perfect Christmas tree, there are 49 other states to search through. The good news for us is that the top tree-producing states are California, Oregon, Washington, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Michigan, and Wisconsin. It takes 6 to 8 years for a Christmas tree to become fully grown. They say that some can take as many as 15 years, but I guess it kind of depends on how tall your ceilings are. I wonder how long it took for the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree to become fully grown. The tree that they choose for Rockefeller Center is usually between 69 and 100 feet tall. What's that? The sound of breaking news? Welcome to Breaking News This Morning with your hosts, Jessica and Piggy. This just in several weeks ago. The Rockefeller Center Christmas tree came with a little extra this year. That's right, Piggy. A tiny owl, later named Rocky, was wrapped up inside the Christmas tree and transported all the way to Rockefeller Center from central New York. Little Rocky was rescued from inside the tree. He was reported to be a little dehydrated and hungry, but otherwise unharmed. He was taken to Ravensbeard Wildlife Center, where he was rehabilitated and released into the wild a few days later. Well, that's one way to decorate your Christmas tree, isn't it, Piggy? Well, Jessica and Piggy, back to you.
Thanks, Jessica and Piggy. You know, the tallest living Christmas tree is in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Howdy, neighbors!
It's 162 feet tall. You know what, Piggy? That's taller than 23 Pastor Brians standing on top of each other. The star on top is another 10 feet, so you could add another Pastor Brian holding you, Piggy, up on top. That massive living Christmas tree also has over 40,000 Christmas lights on it. I don't know how many lights Pastor Brian has. Jingle Bells was the first song played in space. The crew of Gemini Mission 6A, or Gemini if you want to be like that, played the song on December 16th, 1965. That's pretty cool. Although, I think something like, "Baby, it's cold outside" might have made a little bit more sense. What do you think, Piggy? Wow, Piggy, it sure was fun learning Christmas facts today. You know what, friends? All those Christmas facts reminded me... Wait, Piggy, we're not teaching today. Bye!
Hello, Reach kids, hello, families, and Merry Christmas to everybody. It is almost here. Oh my gosh, just a few days away. Hey, this year is different and weird, but I hope that your Christmas plans are awesome anyway. I hope you are giving good gifts to people, and I hope you're being very kind to people and enjoying Christmas and all the wonderful things that it brings, the music and the snacks and just the fun of being together. Hey, last week you heard maybe the biggest story in the whole Bible about Jesus being born, the whole reason we celebrate Christmas. And that is awesome. It has been a long time, but I get to be here with you again, which is great. And I get to read you the next story. This one is called The Light of the World. It is in Luke chapter 2 in your Bible. And if you've got the Jesus Storybook Bible, it is on page 184. If you do not have a Jesus Storybook Bible, it looks like this, and it's awesome. Have your mom or dad email us at kids@reachchurch.cc, and we will get you a Jesus Storybook Bible because you should have one. So if you don't have one, let us know. All right, this one is called The Light of the World. Now, last week we learned about Jesus being born in the manger at night. Here's the start of this story. That same night, in amongst the other stars, suddenly a bright new star appeared. Of all the stars in the dark, vaulted heavens, this one shone clearer. It blazed in the night and made the other stars look pale beside it. Now, I read in the news recently that, so you know how all the planets move around space, right? And from here, the planets that we can see from here, they just look like stars. They're dots up in the sky, right? And if you really know what you're looking for, you know that one's a planet, and you get your telescope out and you can see it and all that. Well, a couple of the biggest planets were going to line up for the first time in like 800 years and make a double bright dot in the sky where the planets are. If you're really into stars and planets, you might have heard this too, right? It's going to be extra bright, or it was extra bright. I don't remember exactly when it was. Maybe it's coming up. But the first time in 800 years these planets were going to line up. That's a super big deal, right? Imagine that times like 50. God created this super mega bright star. God put it there when his baby son was born to be like a spotlight shining on him, shining on Jesus, lighting up the darkness, showing people the way to him. You see, God was like a new daddy. He couldn't keep the good news to himself. Now, I've been a new daddy twice. I've got 2 kiddos, and each time they were born, I wanted to tell everybody the news, right? We've got a new baby. It's so great. God was like a new daddy. He couldn't keep the news to himself. He'd been waiting all these long years for this moment, and now he wanted to tell everyone. So he pulled out all the stops. He'd sent an angel to tell Mary the good news. He had put a special star in the sky to show where his boy was. And now he was going to send a big choir of angels to sing his happy song to the world. He's here. He's come. Go and see him, my little boy. Now, where would you send your splendid choir? If you were in charge of a whole choir of angels, where would you want them to perform? To a big concert hall maybe, or a palace perhaps? God sent his to a little hillside, outside a little town in the middle of the night. God works in unusual ways sometimes, doesn't he? He sent all those angels to sing for a raggedy old bunch of shepherds watching their sheep outside Bethlehem, little town in the middle of nowhere. In those days, remember, people used to laugh at shepherds and say they were smelly and call them other rude names, which I can't possibly mention here. You see, people thought shepherds were nobodies, just scruffy old riffraff. Isn't it interesting how God treats scruffy old riffraff, right? The people on the outside, the people that we don't think are all that important, the people that are grungy and maybe haven't had a bath too recently, right? Jesus loved those people. He hung out with those people. That is the heart of God. He cares about the humble people. Not like the big kings and stuff. He cares about them too. But he cares just as much about the people that maybe we don't think are quite as important or don't seem quite as important. God loves them. And he went to those people. He went to these shepherds. God must have thought shepherds were very important indeed because they're the ones he chose to tell the good news to first. Wow, that would make you feel pretty cool if you were a shepherd, right? That night, some shepherds were out in the open fields, warming themselves by a campfire. Ooh, might have been a little chilly. When suddenly the sheep darted. They were frightened by something. The olive trees rustled. What was that? A wing beat? They turned around and they saw something like this. This is a drawing, so it didn't look just like this, but there's a big angel. Let's read about it. Standing in front of them was a huge warrior of light, blazing in the darkness. Ooh, now if you were a shepherd and you were just used to hanging out with sheep and other shepherds and you were just outside and had a real simple life and you saw something like this, ooh, probably freak you out a little bit, right? So the bright shining man said, "Don't be afraid of me." Now he probably didn't say, "Don't be afraid of me," like in a scary way, right? He probably said it in a really kind way. Don't be afraid of me. I haven't come to hurt you. I've come to bring you happy news for everyone, everywhere. Are you part of everyone? I'm part of everyone. You're part of everyone. Everywhere. So he brought the good news to the shepherds then, but it's good news for everyone, everywhere. That means it's for us now. That's pretty cool. Today, in David's town in Bethlehem, God's son has been born. Ooh, that's so exciting. You can go and see him. He is sleeping in a manger. Now, these were shepherds. They knew exactly what a manger was, and I bet they thought, sleeping in a manger, interesting. God works in unusual ways. Behind the angel, they saw a strange glowing cloud, except it wasn't a cloud. It was angels, more angels, troops and troops of angels armed with light. And they were singing a beautiful song. Glory to God. To God be fame and honor and all our hoorays. Then, as quickly as they appeared, the angels left. The shepherds stamped out their fire, left their sheep, raced down the grassy hill, through the gates of Bethlehem, down the narrow cobble streets, through a courtyard, down some steps, past an inn, round a corner, through a hedge, until at last they reached a tumble-down stable. Oh, here was God acting in unusual ways again. They caught their breath, then quietly they tiptoed inside. They knelt down on the dirt floor. They had heard about this promised child, and now he was here, heaven's son, the maker of the stars, a baby sleeping in his mother's arms. This baby would be like that bright star shining in the sky that night, a light to light up the whole world, chasing away darkness, helping people to see. And the darker the night got, the brighter the star would shine. Wow! Can you imagine being a shepherd? And probably the coolest thing you had ever seen was like, I don't know, maybe a two-headed sheep, right? But probably hadn't seen anything as exciting as this ever. And you probably didn't know anybody who had seen anything as exciting as this. And I can promise no one saw anything as exciting as this because this was the birth of Jesus, right? So you're a shepherd and life's pretty simple. And something like this happens to you? My goodness. It's big news. It's exciting news. And I wonder if some of those shepherds thought, why did God tell us first? I think that's a good thing for us to think about too. Why did God choose the really humble people to tell this news to first? I'm just going to let you think about that and ask yourself some questions in your mind. God works in unusual ways, and he loves the simple people just as much as the great and important people. That's pretty awesome. Hey, Christmas is a wonderful holiday, and I hope that yours is fantastic. The song says, the Christmas carol says, may your days be merry and bright. And I hope your Christmas is merry and bright. I hope it is bright with the light of the world making it bright. That is Jesus. Have a wonderful Christmas, everybody. I love you. I will see you sometime. And in the meantime, take care of yourselves, love the people around you, and have a fantastic Christmas. Bye-bye.
The Lord gives strength to his people. The Lord blesses his people with peace. Psalm 29:11.
Hi, Reach Kids. We are the McLeishes, and we're going to be singing a song with you today. It's called Come On Ring Those Bells. So, since not all of us have bells at home, what we're going to be doing is using spoons. So, everybody go grab some spoons. 2 spoons are preferable, okay? And metal would be good. And also, parents, I'm very sorry for what's about to happen, but it's going to be fun. All right, so we're going to sing, and when we get to the chorus of the song where it says, come on, ring those bells, that's when you're going to start singing and clanging and doing all that stuff, yeah? All right, let's sing. Everybody likes to take a holiday. Everybody likes to take a rest. Spending time together with the family, sharing lots of love and happiness. Come on, you got bells like the Christmas tree. Jesus is the King, born for you and me. Come on, ring those bells, everybody say, Jesus will remember it's your birthday. Celebrations come because of something good. Celebrations we love to recall. Mary had a baby boy in Bethlehem, the greatest celebration of them all. Come on, ring those bells like the Christmas tree. Jesus is the King, born for you and me. Come on, ring those bells, everybody say, Jesus will remember it's your birthday. Come on, ring those bells like the Christmas tree. Jesus is the King, born for you and me. Come on, ring those bells, everybody say, Jesus will remember it's your birthday. Yay! Give yourselves a hand. Merry Christmas. Love you guys. Merry Christmas!
Hey Reach Kids! I'm so excited to do another craft with you today. This is our last craft of 2020 and it's one of my favorites. You guys just learned about how Jesus came to the world and was a light for the whole world. And you learned about how the star shone so brightly in the sky. So we are going to make ornaments that are stars and have the baby Jesus on them and also have our memory verse on there. So I'm really excited. I'm going to tell you what supplies you need. So let's get started. All right, you are going to need some scissors, a glue stick and some Elmer's glue, some ribbon or string, pencil, a hole punch if you have one, a few markers, a few crayons, a piece of yellow paper for your star, a piece of patterned paper or you can color your own, a couple pieces of extra cloth if your mom or dad has some, a piece of white paper, and a star stencil if you have one. All right, let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do, boys and girls, is get a piece of paper. If you have like a patterned scrapbook kind of paper, you can use that. You can color a piece of paper however you want. You decide. But what I did is I wanted to make my star just right. So I found a stencil. So you can go online and find a stencil. Your mom or dad can help you with that, or if you have a star stencil, or if you're really good at drawing stars, you can draw your own star. So that's the first thing we're gonna do is trace or draw a star. And you want to make it big enough that we can put our baby Jesus in the middle. So that's the only advice that I would give if you're going to draw your own star, is just make sure it's big enough that you can put your baby Jesus in the middle. Now I have my star. I'm going to take my yellow sheet, and I really only need half of it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to glue my star. I'm going to glue it so that there's some yellow on all the sides of the star, just like that, because the next thing that I'm going to do is write our verse around the outside. You might need mom or dad to help you, or you could do it all by yourself. I'm going to start at the bottom and go all the way around the star with our verse. So it's the Lord gives strength to his people. The Lord blesses his people with peace. And that's Psalm 29:11. Now that we have the verse all the way around, then I'm just going to take my scissors and do my best to cut out the star around where we did our verse. It doesn't have to be perfect. One thing I do want to do is leave a little space at the top for a hole punch, though, if we want to turn this into an ornament. There we have our star. Now it's time to make our baby Jesus. Okay, so for the baby Jesus, what I did is I just made a circle. And you just want to make it the size that will fit in the middle of your star. So depending on how big your star is, you make your baby Jesus the size you need to. I made a circle and then kind of like a teardrop shape for the body. And then for his face, I just made a little curly, like a baby curly hair. And then I colored it in. I used chestnut for his hair. And then for the face, I just did 2 little eyes with my black marker and a little nose and a little smile. And then because he's a baby, I'm gonna put some little rosy cheeks. And let's cut him out. All right, so the next thing that we're gonna do is wrap him in his blanket. All right, so this part's a little tricky, but you guys can do it or ask a grown-up to help you. You can get a piece of cloth, just a scrap piece that mom or dad might have, or if you don't have any cloth, that's okay. You can use paper too, that's totally fine, or a piece of magazine or something like that, but I'm gonna show you how to wrap up your baby Jesus. So you're gonna take him and have his head sticking out on the top with your little square, and then fold it over the one side, fold it over the other side, and then just kind of keep folding it up and around each side. And then once you fold it all up around him, it doesn't have to be perfect. On the back, you'll flip it over. And actually, I forgot to tell you to get tape, but that's the easiest way to stick it really quickly so that we can do the rest of the project. I'm just gonna put a little piece of tape on the back, and that doesn't have to be perfect either because we're gonna glue it to our star. You just wanna hold the blanket in place, basically. And the next thing I did, I have something called burlap. Maybe mom or dad has it in their craft box or lying around, or an old potato sack. So if you have some burlap, it looks really cute for hay. But if you don't, again, you can shred up some yellow paper. You can cut up some magazine pieces, or be super creative with your hay. I'm just gonna take this kind of glue because it sticks better with things that are thick. And I'm gonna glue the hay right in the middle of my star. And if you do use burlap, it has a bunch of holes in it, so it's gonna stick out. And see, I actually need to cut mine a little smaller because it's covering up some of our verse. Put a tiny bit more glue on top with our Elmer's glue and stick your Jesus right on top. And then the last thing we need to do is turn it into an ornament. So if you have a hole punch, you can punch a hole in the top. Careful not to do it too close to the edge. And then you can take string or ribbon, whatever you have at home, put it in there so that you can hang it from your tree. And there we go. Okay, kids, that was so fun. Oh my goodness. I bet your ornaments are so cute and I love seeing them. I love seeing what colors you choose, what paper you choose, and how you make it your own. So keep sending me those pictures. Tag us on Instagram at reach.kids. And I cannot wait to make some more crafts with you in the new year. Until then, have a Merry Christmas and I love and miss you all. Bye.
Hi guys, and welcome to this week's Adventures with Caitlin, and today we will be going to the Kirkland Winter Market. I don't know what to expect. I've never been to it before, so I'm kind of nervous, kind of excited to see what the market has. Alright, with that, let's go.
Oh, look at these plants. There's a lot of plants. Kind of pretty though. Oh, that's green. Oh, little tree. It's not a market without actual produce for sale. Those are tiny potatoes. Oh, shoot. This is cool. Especially baby potatoes. Baby beets? I think those are beets. They're selling t-shirts and mugs. Oh, what's this? Maybe? Chocolate and cream cheese something. They are patients. Cool. Okay guys, so it's a really small marketplace. I don't know how big it usually is because this is actually my first time going to the Kirkland Winter Market, but it looks really cool and it has all these different shops, which is super amazing and awesome. So I think this is nice. It's cool. So let's see more stuff. There, marketplace. Zero Waste grocery store. That's cool. Go green, guys. Here's a scoop. Here's the scoop. Go green. I'm a little punster. Oh, this is cute.
Take them home, then you can put them in boiling water. They're not ready. Look at the eyes.
I know, isn't it cute?
They're tasty too, they're delicious.
No, they're cute. Oh, that's so cool though. I'd be crazy not to show you guys this giant Christmas tree that's at the very end. I don't even want to guess how tall this is because I'd probably get it wrong. It's way taller than me though, so it's over 5 feet. I can give it that. Gosh, this thing is huge. But that is a really pretty tree topper. That's really cool. And it's at the end.
Alright guys, thank you so much for joining me for this week's adventure. I hope you enjoyed it. I sure did. That Christmas tree at the end of it was so big, I couldn't believe it. Alright, so I will see you guys next time. Bye!
The Lord gives strength to his people. The Lord blesses his people with peace. Psalm 29:11. something else. Wait. In the White House. Wait, believed to be? How come they don't know that? Didn't they take a picture? Or have a TikTok video with it in the background? Or put it on Instagram? Did they write about it to their friends and family? Did no one visit? Did no one see it? Did no one do a painting of it? Piggy says that Christmas, I can see you laughing. I thought pigs were supposed to like pancakes. How can they not know? Was it tall? Was it short? Was it fat? Thin? Did it have ornaments? Who decorated it? They would know. Wait, I thought Christmas was in December. Are you sure that's right? You did it. I thought it was the 25th. I don't get it. I want a bus all Louie. To Raven's beard something. Raven's beard, animal, place. Piggy. Staring contest. Oh, where did it come from? If they got it from somewhere, the people in somewhere would know, wouldn't they? This is why they don't let us do this stuff live. I really feel like someone should know. He was taken to Ravensbeard Animal
Wildlife Center.
I don't think any of that was good. Oh, Piggy. I know. It really is beautiful. Are you filming? Well, that's it for breaking news this morning with Jessica and Piggy. We've been Jessica and Piggy. Piggy, how's your news anchor voice? Wow, that was really good. I should have had you do the report. Oh, are you still there?